Alrighty, guys. Hey, welcome in, welcome to another episode of Spade Tech over here on YouTube. I'm live vertical, I'm live horizontal, and I'm also live on Kick on my old channel, Bad Spade. I used to do Fortnite streaming over on Kick, but I'm transitioning over to more tech videos. It's more my style, more my vibe. I get more enjoyment out of it than being chased around the map by cheaters. So, hey, guys, are you still using Windows 11? Because a lot of people are sick and tired of the bullshit that Microsoft keeps doing to us. They're implementing AI into everything. And don't get me wrong, I love AI, right? I use it for my thumbnails quite a bit. And YouTube has added some features, and I can show you guys this. Let's take a look here. There we go. YouTube has added some features that make it very, very easy to create thumbnails. So I've been using it a lot to create my thumbnails, and it's super easy. I don't like YouTube, if you're out there, if you're listening, I don't like having the inspiration tab in my content while it is part of, it's not really part of my content. So it shouldn't be here at all. It should probably be over here or maybe somewhere in the dashboard, in my opinion. But anyway, you go to the inspiration tab and you can just type in here whatever you want. So let's type in Microsoft is using, or excuse me, is losing users by the day. You hit here. Hey, Brazilla, yeehaw, brother. How you doing, buddy? Welcome in, welcome in. Give me 1 second. Guys, I am rusty at this live streaming thing. I'm not gonna lie. It's taken me a little bit. I took like 2 weeks off, and I feel like I have no idea what I'm doing anymore. But we'll get back into it slowly but surely. So we're going over the YouTube stuff right now. This is a tool I use to create the thumbnails, and this uses Google Gemini, I believe, and it's built right into YouTube now. So while I don't like where the location of it is, you can come right in here. How did the whatnot bids go? Yeah, didn't work. I didn't sell anything, but I did make $5 from that nice person that came in and tipped $5. So that was very nice of them. I think it was Duo Bids. I'll have to look, but you guys can go back and check the last stream. It was very nice that they came in, supported me, and encouraged me. However, and again, this is why I'm transitioning my channel to Spade Tech, right? My Kick channel is still Bad Spade, and I have a lot of what do you call it, clips on there from Fortnite, so that can be confusing. I was also streaming on TikTok, but I haven't streamed on TikTok with the tech channel because it's important to keep the channel separate, right? So if I do continue to do the whatnot, I'll probably transition it away from my tech channel because it's not really related unless I was doing bids on tech items, right? So I don't know. And again, it was my first time doing it. I haven't really sat down and evaluated, okay, like what was working, what wasn't working. Probably a lot more that wasn't working than was working. But again, it was my first time doing it. So in hindsight, I feel like I probably shouldn't have live streamed it while I was doing the whatnot, just so that I could focus on whatnot primarily. So I think that's one takeaway. Yes. Yeah. Actually, I think Kick, and don't quote me on this, I think a lot of people from Twitch, left there, and started Kick. Uh, it is a knockoff. It's like a knockoff of Twitch for sure. A lot of the same things, but it is definitely growing, right? There's a lot of users on there, a lot of people I've met on there. It's a great platform in that they really support the creators for now. For now, I know Twitch started that way as well, but Kick gives you, the creator, 95% of the revenue. So, because they realize that without the creators, they're nothing. And it's a draw, obviously, to get people to move from Twitch over to Kick. But honestly, the market is so saturated. The market is so saturated, depending on what niche you're in. You know, everyone's a live streamer now. And that's why I'm transitioning over to tech stuff, because I already had a tech channel that was monetized, but I took kind of a year off to play Fortnite and hone my live streaming skills, so to speak. Brazilla has correctly joined the channel. Welcome in. Yes, that's Botrix. Botrix is trash. I've tried to move away from Botrix. It does some things nice for streamers, but a lot of times it doesn't work. So that's why I'm using Lumia Stream. But what was I gonna say? Yeah, guys, Microsoft is losing users by the day. I love to see it, honestly. Personally, I love to see it. So using YouTube, I can come in here and hit their inspiration tab and then come in here. This is AI. It's built in with Gemini. AI is great, right? We love AI. If you're someone that is enthusiastic about it and, you know, knows how to use it and uses it as a tool as it should be used, it's not a one-stop shop, right? Oh, Cooper's doing good. He's doing good. Thank you for asking. He's doing really good. He's doing really good. Now, I think AI is great when used correctly, but the way that Microsoft is doing it is driving a lot of people away. It's driving so many people to Linux of all things, because really they stopped support for Windows 10. But it actually is driving a lot of people back to Windows 10. They're just downloading the LTSC and you can get a free, you can activate it for free. So you still get like another year of support. They'll probably support it for a year, year and a half, I'm guessing. But they are losing users by the day, and we can watch another video here in a second. But just for right now, I wanted to showcase this Studio AI. So you hit Explore Ideas. Now these thumbnails, I don't know why it did this. They used to be the same engine that created the thumbnails, because these thumbnails are not as good, right? But this is like for your next idea of video or whatever you want to do. De-Microsofting a refurbished PC. So it doesn't always get it. It doesn't always get what you're after, right, from the initial prompt, but it gives you kind of ideas based on your prompt. The Microsoft Exile, why Linux is becoming the OS for tech enthusiasts. See, I like this one. That's not bad. Windows 12, and the user exodus, exploring open source alternatives. I'm not sure about that one. Microsoft to Linux, the ultimate OS switching survival guide. And so as you can see, it kind of gives you ideas of, you know, hey, maybe we could make a video about this. So it's a really useful tool, and it's built right into YouTube. But we'll just click on this one, and then, so they changed this, they kind of updated it recently. So then you hit develop idea, and it gives you kind of the format, so to speak, and you guys can't see it on the vertical. These are trash, but you could go directly to Gemini. Does it better, or Dolly even better? Well, this is kind of pushed. This actually is from Gemini because it's all YouTube, it's Google, etc. So it's built into Gemini, from my understanding. However, you know, you could do it that way, but this is kind of, it keeps it all like together, right? And it puts it in such a format to where you've got your hook, you've got your outline of the video, you could switch up the titles, but it also gives you thumbnails, which I find very useful for my purposes. So then you can click in here, and again, it creates the thumbnail perfect for YouTube. So, and again, I don't think AI is trash. There is a lot of slop out there, but this is how I created some of the Microslop thumbnails and the Microslop logo, right? So you can tell it, you know, if it's helpful or not. You can download these. You can download them all directly right here. I like this one, you know, simple Linux on top of Microsoft. It's great, right? So we'll download that one, and it's already in the format of, you know, what you need for the Windows thumbnail. And then you can select one of these and, you know, change kind of the prompt here. But again, its suggestions aren't the best, right? But you can also just go, you know, right from the jump here. You can just say, let's say, Microslop logo in the style of Microsoft. So you can just ignore like all the other stuff and then hit refine thumbnail, and we'll see what it comes up with. It used to be different, and in where, yeah, see, so now it's kind of just, pull that up. So it's taking like the original one and just kind of giving you, taking that original thumbnail and then putting in Microslop Linux. It's not bad. This one's not bad. But again, this is kind of like a starting point, but for my purposes, like this works fine, you know, and it gets people to the stream to help find the stream. You know, it's just a quick like Microslop, like, hey, what are they talking about? Let's check it out, you know. Like I said, this one's cool. I like it. I would obviously change this to Microslop, right? Linux over Microslop. So Microslop, yeah. So let's try hitting refine on this one, because I like having the bird, the penguin on top of the Microsoft logo, but I want it to say Microslop. So we'll see if it, yeah, kind of. Not bad. That one's not bad either. But again, yeah, that's why Gemini might be better, or some of the other tools. But I've had it to where it just, you know, sometimes AI just ignores exactly what you're looking for. Like that one, I wanted to keep the style, and now I can't go back to it. So, unfortunately, it is what it is. Give me 1 second, guys. I just made a coffee. I'll be right back. Alrighty, we're back. Yeah, so for what it's worth, like for my purposes, I use this to where I can just jump in here, make some quick thumbnails for my next live stream, my next broadcast, to get people in here, and it works pretty good so far. So far, it works pretty good. I did this one the other day for my the Hot Wheels, the whatnot, but again, doesn't really fit the tech. That's why it's important to keep these separate, you know. But yeah, yeah, it definitely helps you get way off topic, you know, because it's not fully refined. So again, these were some of the Microslop logos that, whoops, that it created. And this is one from it again had the prompt with OBS Studio because something broke with my OBS Studio, so I couldn't get rid of that logo, but this is still a really good Microslop logo. So I just cropped it out. And then this was like the first one that it came up with, and I freaking love this one. This one was great. Another Microslop logo. This one is good. This one is good. Microslop. This one's good. We got Bill Gates crying over here. Another Microslop. And then these are just some other ones it came up with when I was doing the HP laptop stuff. But again, AI should be used as a tool. It shouldn't be shoved down our throats into the operating system if I don't want it. It's a tool, just like any other tool. If I want that tool, I'm going to go download that program and put it on my computer. AI, it uses way too many resources right now to be used locally, right? So unless you've got a really powerful graphics card or system, you don't want to be downloading an AI directly to your computer. It's better to just run them on the servers like Gemini, like Gemini or like ChatGPT. Those are remote servers. Hey, Gino. Yeah, I think Windows 10 is better for sure. However, if you're like me and you're running a custom version of Windows 11, it runs so much better, so much smoother. And again, it's like the little things, right? Like if you see my taskbar down here, this is a custom taskbar, custom start menu that I installed using Windhawk. Are you guys familiar with Windhawk? It is very lightweight, and it also you can get the same kind of transparency effect for your notification styles, your Windows 11. The File Explorer doesn't really work, so I just turned that off. But you can change it to all sorts of stuff. So give me 1 second. So the start menu styler, we'll do that. Here, we'll do the start menu styler. So it's got all kinds of different start menus that you can customize it to. I just like the translucent one. It works nice. So that's the start menu. Hang on. There we go. You've got the classic kind of no recommendation section. So with this, you can take off the recommendations. You can take off any of the news type stuff. It blocks all that. It much better, cleans it up, makes it look a little bit nicer. I don't mind the actual start menu, but with this as well, I can also, hang on. Where is it? Hang on. I gotta run start all back. Let me see. There we go. So if you want to use start all back, this actually has it built in, and you can go back to the classic. This is another program that comes built into Ghost Spectre. And you can go with the classic start menu. I forget which one this is probably from. Either Windows XP or Windows 10, something like that. Not Windows 10. Windows 10 looks different than this. But you can change it, use all sorts of different stuff. Yeah. So again, if you use a custom version of Windows 11, it's not bad. It's not bad, right? Windows 10 is good too, though. Don't get me wrong. I've used Windows 10 in the past, but I don't mind this when you install a custom version of it. So again, with Ghost Spectre, it brings in Start All Back, and that is one of the options you can choose. I select the super light version with Start All Back because then I can use it if I want to or not. And actually, yeah, you can change the File Explorer too. So I have my File Explorer set to Windows 7, I believe. So when you come in here, you can add this to the bottom. You can add the details to the bottom. And we'll just come in here to my live stream folder. You can add this details to the bottom over here. You can change it from Windows 7 to, hang on. So the Explorer, I'm on Windows 7. You can change it from Windows 7 to Windows 10, which I do not like Windows 10's Explorer. And so it's not going to change live. You have to actually open a new window. And now, yeah, see, and this is why I don't like Windows 10, because it's, look at all this garbage up here. Look at all this garbage. It's great if you use all this all the time, it's great. But if you don't, then there's no point, right? So I like the 7. It's a little cleaner, a little bit nicer. But again, you can change it all on the fly. You can adjust all your tray icons. You can use the enhanced taskbar or the classic taskbar and then change your logo here, which I guess Winhawk probably overwrites it because it's not allowing me to change it, but you get the idea. You can change a lot of things using this one. Use the enhance. I probably have to restart or something to get this up here. I know. That's what we're doing today. I was going to install Linux on my mini PC to start, or just kind of, because I'm streaming, so I can't install it on my main PC right now while I'm streaming, but I can install it on my mini PC and go from there. We'll try it on there. But I do want to do a 30-day challenge. So we got to pick a distro, right? I'm leaning towards Zorin OS just to kind of showcase to everybody like what they could easily install and to get it out to the masses, right? A lot of people say Linux Mint, Fedora, Ubuntu, Arch Linux. Yeah, exactly. So a lot of people say Linux Mint would be a good one, which is, it's okay. But Zorin OS is really, really good. And I think for the average user who is being kicked out of Windows 10 or is being pushed out of Windows 11 because through no fault of their own, Windows keeps releasing all these updates that just break everything, right? So again, I don't use this. I don't know. I think Zorin OS would be the way to go with that. So, but shifting gears, I'm just going to turn this stuff off here to start all back and the classic start menu, because this is fine. If you like this classic menu, that's great. If that works for you, it could work for me, and on slower systems, I definitely recommend this one, because when you hit the classic one, it's a lot faster than this one. So just loading, just clicking this on my laptop, it's like thinking about it. But when I have this one on, it just pops up. So they're virtually the same thing, in my opinion. It's got the same exact stuff. It's just a different look. Yeah. I don't care on this one. On my main PC, I like this look. It's cleaner. It's just like, there's all the stuff I use. If I want to search, it's right there. I mean, and then I've got, you can add these down here, right? This to me is cleaner. But again, on a slower system, it does not function very well at all. And then again, with Ghost Spectre, notice if I click the search, none of those news articles are here. So that's all blocked out. We can block all that stuff, and we can just type, you know, I don't even know. We'll just type Chrome. So none of the news articles or any of that shit come up. What is this? Play. Oh, that's an arrow. I thought that was a play. I'm on a local account. By default, when you first boot it up, you don't have to fill out anything. It just installs and logs you into an admin account, and that's it. So again, custom Windows 11, that's the way to go. And the best part about it, Windows updates are not coming through till 2077. And by then we'll probably be fully into Linux. So again, the out-of-the-box experience for Ghost Spectre, highly recommend it. Highly, 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 highly recommend it. And then, like I said, a few additions that I recommend are Windhawk. I would install Windhawk, and I mean, there's a few other applications I use that, you know, I can go over those, but for what it's worth, you know, Windhawk dresses it up a little bit better. But let's get into this video, shall we? We're just gonna watch this video, react, and see what people are doing, and then I'm gonna try installing Linux. I might not have a lot of time, so what do you guys suggest? Brazilla, what distro are you running?
I know you paid $100. I'm still gonna put ads in here.
Microsoft is employing.
I know you paid $100. Hey, Brazilla, welcome. Yeah. So, what distro are you running? He's here. He's there. He's everywhere. Yeah. He's like
This has this.
I know you paid $100. I'm still gonna put ads in here.
Yeah. I know you paid $100, but we're still putting ads in there.
Microsoft is employing full screen ads. Implement a feature known
Full screen ads. Ubuntu. Let's go. Ubuntu. I really like Zorin. Yeah. Yeah, that is the way to go. Now, did you know, I don't know how you installed, what do you call it? Windows on the external, but did you know you can run them off of Ventoy? Mm-hmm. So you don't have to completely nuke the drive to install Windows. I just found that out, and I should do a video on that. But yeah, there's a plugin for Ventoy that will run VHDX files. Did you know? So you can copy your VHDX install of Windows 11, Windows 10. I think, yeah, it's got to be Windows 10 22H2 or later. But if you got Windows 10 VHDX or if you've got Windows 11 VHDX, you can just throw it on Ventoy and run it directly from Ventoy. It's amazing. I had no idea. I've tried it the other day. Works flawlessly. So you can have your VHDX Windows 11 on there, and you can have all your Linux installs on there. You can have all your Windows installs on there. You can have everything you want on there. Yeah. Yeah, PewDiePie, he actually he's a Linux convert. He transferred over to Linux and hasn't gone back. And that's why he's like, I know you paid $100 for this. I'm still going to put ads in here anyway. Yeah, Ventoy. Guys, Ventoy is amazing. So, Ventoy. If you're not on Ventoy yet, what are you doing with your life? Really? So, with Ventoy, it partitions your external into like an EFI and an exFAT drive, and then you dump all your ISOs onto the exFAT partition, and then there's a plugin right here. Ventoy, you can browse ISO, VHDX, and EFI files. There's a plugin for Ventoy. Yeah, yeah, Ventoy. This is the one right here. And I forget where the plugin is, but there's a plugin. It's real easy to easy to find. But anyway, yeah, 1,300 image files have been tested. 90% of all Linux distros, you can just boot them directly from Ventoy. Oh, it's amazing. It's absolutely amazing. If you're not on Ventoy, so on my Ventoy, and I could show you, it's a little difficult. I mean, I can plug it in, but so I've got all my Hiren's boot CDs on there, so I can boot directly into Hiren's boot, do any kind of repair stuff that I need to, or I can boot into a backup of my OS on a VHDX. Now I haven't been able to, and this is what I was gonna try to do, is install Linux onto a VHDX, and then I can put that on the Ventoy disk as well and just boot directly into that. So I could boot into Windows 11 or I could boot into Linux distro on the external if I need to. But yeah, right now I'm running Ghost Spectre, which is a custom version of Windows 11 that it's very stable. I love it. Gets rid of all the bloatware, ads, telemetry, all that bullshit that nobody wants anyway. No updates will hit this computer until 2077. And let me see. Yeah. Yeah, we can do that. We can do that maybe today, maybe tomorrow. But I'm just gonna watch this one real quick because I don't have a lot of time today. But yeah, this is Windows 11 IoT Enterprise LTSC long-term service contract. Blah blah blah. Kick is quick, minimal. Oh, that's good. That's good. Sometimes people do have issues over on Kick. So if you're on YouTube, or if you're having issues on Kick, I'm on YouTube. I'm on YouTube Vertical. That really helps a lot of people get into the stream and find it. But yeah, guys, Ventoy will run here. Let me find the fucking plugin. Downloads. It's got to be here somewhere. Yeah, so with Ventoy, you just download the zip file and install it. It's a real easy install. And then here, plugins, go to plugins, and then you can customize the theme. It's more of a pain in the ass. Just leave it as default. Anyway. Plugin entry point. Yeah, I get that, but why don't they have the plugins in the downloads section? Okay, that's interesting. Document. There's a whole slew of information you can go through in here, but I'm just trying to find, here, plugins. Into a plugin entry point. Here we go. Windows VHD plugin, right here. So Ventoy. Both fixed and dynamic VHDX. Okay, I take that back because it says right here Windows 7 Plus. But down here, okay, there's some compatibility problem in Boot Manager. For Windows 10. Okay, that's what it is. Okay, files can also be stored in the exFAT partition. So if you're running Windows 10 prior to version, well, whatever this says here. So the partition storing the VHDX files must be NTFS. But if you're after version Windows 10 1809 and higher, you can throw them on the default exFAT partition, which is how I have mine set up, because I don't have anything past Windows 10 really. But Ventoy is fantastic, guys. I cannot tell you enough how much I've enjoyed using Ventoy. If you're not using Ventoy, what are you doing with your life? Honestly. Anyway, that's a tangent. We'll come back to that. Yeah. Just
known as recall, which periodically takes screenshots of your computer. End of free security updates for Windows 10.
Don't even get me started on the Windows taskbar.
Why do you need to install updates? What updates? Some more f***ing spyware? It doesn't even give you a choice to say no.
There's just something magical about open December 2025.
I'm sorry. Like, what the fuck are they doing over at Microsoft? What the fuck are they doing? Honestly, what the fuck are they doing? Like, who is like, guys, I got another great idea. We're gonna, like, just listen to all this.
As this.
I know you paid $100. I'm still gonna put ads in here.
Microsoft is employing full screen ads. Implement a feature known as recall, which periodically takes screenshots of your computer. End of.
Yeah, that sounds nice. Screenshots. What are you up to? What are you up to?
Free security updates for Windows 10.
Don't even get me started on the Windows taskbar.
Why do you need to install updates? What updates? Some more f***ing spyware? It doesn't even give you a choice to say no.
There's just something magical about open
December 2025. The Linux Foundation releases their annual report with a statistic that changes everything. Linux desktop market share hit 11.4% globally.
What?
That's up from 3.1%.
Is that true?
Linux desktop market share hit 11.4% globally.
11%? Up from 3%?
That's up from 3.1% just 3 years ago, a 268% increase. But the number itself isn't the shocking part, it's where those users came from. The report includes survey data from 89,000 new Linux users. The question, what operating system did you use before Linux? 87% answered Windows, not Mac, not Chrome OS, Windows. 87% of new
Yeah, and I have seen that one, and it's ridiculous. Like, why are the ads? There's all ads everywhere. It's like, dude, I just want the operating system to fucking work. Okay? I don't care about fucking what's going on Facebook Marketplace or fucking what's on TikTok or what's in the news. Like, I genuinely do not care. Genuinely do not care about any of that.
Linux users are Windows refugees. Microsoft isn't losing users to Apple's expensive hardware. They're losing users to free software. And according to leaked Microsoft internal projections, if current trends continue, Linux could reach 18 to 22% market share by end of 2026.
Oh.
That would make Linux the second most
What? 18 to 20%?
popular desktop
I see you found the emotes. Nice.
OS, ahead of Mac. The unthinkable is happening. The year of Linux desktop that's been a joke for 20 years, it's actually arriving.
I don't think Linux has been a joke for 20 years. It's just been, how you say, learning curve. Like, it's had a steep learning curve for 20 years. But finally, people realized, like, hey, maybe we should make this easier so everyone can use it. What a novel fucking concept, guys. And that's why notoriously it used to be like, I feel like Linux users used to be like snooty as fuck, right? Because like, they're like, oh, you don't know console, blah, 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 blah. Windows is being tinkered in Windows? What do you mean? Windows is being tinkered in Windows. I don't know what that means. But yeah, like Linux users in the past seem to be like kind of snooty, like, oh, you don't know how to use console, blah, blah, blah. Like, no, I don't know how to use fucking console. Like, Windows is being tinkered in Linux. Yeah, for sure. And but no, so finally somebody, or some people were like, yo, we should just make this easier for more people to use.
And Windows 11 made it happen.
Too many pop-ups. Windows 11 just seems like Microsoft took Windows 10 and said, how do we make this more annoying? The start menu?
Mm-hmm. What about Redux OS? What's Redux? Am I saying that right? Oh, that's okay. No, thank you for the emotes. We love those. Whoop. Whoop. I wish they were bigger. Redux. Let's check it out. I don't know about Redux. I've never heard of that one. Redux OS. Is this it? Redux OS? Okay. Donate merch. Okay. Is a complete Unix-like microkernel based operating system written in Rust with a focus on security, reliability, and safety, offering programs. Oh, a complete alternative to Linux. So what is it? So it's not Linux? It certainly looks like Linux. I don't know how they would say, what's Rust? The Rust ecosystem. I mean, it looks exactly like Linux. How can they say that it's not Linux if it... So it doesn't use any Linux code whatsoever? Huh. Hey. Cats are fighting. That's interesting. So it's a new OS of sorts. Huh. I've never heard of this one. Never heard of this one. Might have to give her a download because I'd like to see what the difference is here between this and Linux. Oh. Makes me wonder what the difference is. Can you download it? I just see Docs, Fact, News, Community, and Donate. Packages? Oh, right here. So we got Arch x86-64. I don't know what the hell these are. Riska. What does it say? So Linux is separate and Redux is separate. Unix is a standard by Bell Labs, and Redux is just a kernel that follows the Unix standards. Linux is Unix-like, but not Unix certified. Oh, well, thank you, James. Yeah, see, and I don't know all the history on Unix or any of that stuff. I did see recently that someone found like an old tape reel of, I think it was version 4 of the original Unix. It was like a reel-to-reel like tape computer program. I think it was at a university and they found it. It said like Unix version 4 or something like that. Kernel that follows Unix standards. Okay. So is this one certified? I mean, redoxos.org. I've never heard of this. But hard drive image, Redox Live ISO, hard drive image. Okay. Yeah. I've never heard of it either. And I think they do need to invest at least a little more time into their download section. Because this is just an index of fucking, this isn't even a website. It's just like, hey, here's the fucking image if you want it. You know? And it was just uploaded yesterday? Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure. Looks like this was just updated yesterday, the 22nd. And this is last modified. Looks small too. 300 megs, 357 megs. I don't know. I mean, I guess I'll download it. See what happens. Now, yes, I did know Mac OS originated from Unix. I did know that. I knew Mac OS was an offshoot of Linux or Unix. Okay. Well, thank you for that suggestion. I will definitely. You got a lot of suggestions, Brazilla. So we'll do that. We'll do that eventually. I just don't know if I have time today because Kat is going to be coming home pretty soon. But I definitely want to pick out an OS.
Settings.
Hang on. So this one says it's the x86 demo. Redux Live ISO right here. So that's the nice thing about Ventoy. I don't know if you're still with us, but now I can just grab this ISO, dump it onto Ventoy, and it should run. This is probably one that they don't know about. So if it doesn't run, it might not run off of Ventoy. I appreciate it, Brazilla. Thank you. I love having you here. Yeah, and that is a fun fact, James. Again, Mac OS is an offshoot of Unix, so it originated from Unix code. That I did know. But again, I don't know anything about Unix code, but they did just find version 4. Hang on. Okay. Well, I guess let's finish this video. I don't know if I'm going to have time to install today, but I can get my mini PC prepped.
Ads in there too. File Explorer now has a recommended section that tries to sell you on cloud store.
The Steam Deck Gateway Effect. The migration started with an unexpected source. Valve Steam Deck, a handheld gaming PC running Linux. Launched in February
Thank God for Steam Deck.
2022. Sold 3.8 million units by end of 2023.
Nice.
Over 6 million by mid-2025.
Nice.
Those 6 million gamers bought a device running Steam OS, which is built on
Hell yeah. Is that true? What do you think about consumers computing must migrate to ARM? I didn't hear anything about that. When is that? Is that happening now?
Arch Linux. They played their Steam libraries, discovered something shocking. Linux gaming works. Games they assumed required Windows ran perfectly on Linux through Proton compatibility.
Yeah. So everyone has to migrate to ARM now? Because I know the new M chips, you have to install ARM version of Windows if you want to run Windows on the newer Macs. That's the only thing I know of the ARM technology. So what's the difference between ARM and x86? I'll have to look that up.
Realization spread. If Steam Deck can run my games on Linux, why can't my desktop? Gamers started experimenting, installing Ubuntu, pop_OS Fedora, testing their libraries, finding that 70 to 80% of their games worked flawlessly. Performance was often better than Windows 11.
Oh, yeah.
Lower system overhead meant higher frame rates. One gamer posted benchmarks. Same PC. Windows 11 versus pop_OS. Counter-Strike 2 got 340 frames per second on Linux versus 285 frames per second.
Ooh. That's a huge difference. 340 versus 285? That's enormous.
Second on Windows 11. That's 19% better performance. The post went viral. 890,000 views. Thousands of gamers commenting, installing Linux tonight. Steam's hardware survey confirms the trend.
Awaken to a world of wonder
Oh, Lord.
in Final Fantasy XIV Online.
Looks great.
Linux gaming was 1.4% in January
Final
2023,
Fantasy.
3.2% in January 2024,
Fuck outta here.
6.8% in January 2025. Now, in December 2025, 9.3%. Nearly 1 in 10 Steam users runs Linux. That's 13 million gamers.
Wait, 1 in 10? I feel like it's got to be higher than that. Especially with the Steam Deck. It's got to be higher than that.
Gone from Windows, playing on Linux, and the growth is accelerating. Steam Deck proved Linux gaming is viable. Gamers are switching en masse because Windows 11 gave them reasons to try alternatives, and Linux exceeded their
It's giving them more reasons day by day.
expectations. The YouTube tutorial explosion. But gaming is just one catalyst. The bigger driver is YouTube tutorials making Linux accessible. 5 years ago, switching to Linux required technical knowledge, command line comfort, troubleshooting skills.
That's
that
right.
barrier kept mainstream.
This is exactly what I was saying. So maybe we need to shoot some more today. Let's install this distro. Let's install this distro. That's what I need to be
users on
doing.
Windows. Not anymore. YouTube created a pipeline of beginner-friendly migration content. Switching from Windows to Linux in 2025, Complete Guide, has 11.2 million views. The video walks through everything. Which distribution to choose, how to create a bootable USB, how to install, how to set up applications, It makes Linux accessible to non-technical users. The comment section is thousands of people posting, "Just switched successfully, easier than I expected." Why I finally quit Windows for Linux. From a channel with 2.1 million subscribers, has 8.7 million.
Snapdragon X2 Elite. I think Linux World also must to get worked on ARM. Yeah, I'm sure there's probably a couple Linux distros with ARM. I'm not, let's see, x86 traditional PC laptop, CPUs, Intel, AMD, high performance, higher power use, right? ARM mobile, modern chips, power efficient, cooler, great for phones, tablets, and new laptops. Yeah, so in that regard, definitely, I think it probably needs to happen, right? Because power efficiency is a real necessity, especially for mobile devices, right? So in that regards, I think it's good. However, again, you got that whole transition period. All these people who have awesome gaming rigs, right? Or they have awesome computers or laptops currently, right? Do they want to dump their laptop and buy a new something new just because, you know, I can't install an operating system? Yeah, yeah. And that is another bonus too, is having, you know, the RAM and the GPU and the CPU all built into one like mega chip, which, you know, revolutionary, sure, if you want to say that, but you know, it's kind of a no-brainer. Like, I thought that years ago. I was like, why don't they just put all this into one fucking device instead of having all these different fucking things that you got to plug in? Like, just have it all mounted to one fucking thing. But so that's kind of what they're doing now by putting it all on the chip. Yeah, I think you know, it's good.
Views.
It's good and bad, right? Because anytime you force someone to migrate, it's not going to be fun for people who don't want to migrate, people who are stubborn, or, you know, they love their old device. Like my rig here, I love it. I don't want to get rid of it, right? Is it as power efficient as some of this newer stuff? No, but you know, it is what it is. I like it, and I'm going to continue to use it. So that's just progress, right? Eventually, things will change. That's why I said, like, I have this custom version of Windows that updates are shut off until 2077. So I can choose which update I want to install manually if I want to install it. But if I don't want them fucking with my computer. Bottom line, right? So custom version of Windows, or just migrate to Linux altogether, you know. But I'll probably dual boot, but for right now, I'm on Windows 11, Ghost Spectre. And
The creator documents
going.
his complete migration, shows his workflow, demonstrates that professional creative work is possible on Linux, uses DaVinci Resolve for video editing, GIMP for image work, Kdenlive for projects. Everything works. The video demolishes the myth that Linux is only for programmers.
Yeah.
Ubuntu versus Windows 11, honest comparison, has 6.4 million views. Shows both operating systems side by side. Boot time comparison, Ubuntu wins. Application launch speed, Ubuntu wins. Resource usage, Ubuntu uses 40% less RAM at idle.
Holy shit, 40% less RAM? 40%. know it uses less RAM, but 40%? Jesus. What the
Gaming
hell are they
performance,
doing over
Ubuntu
there?
matches or exceeds Windows 11 in most games. The comparison makes Windows 11 look slow and bloated, because it is. These tutorials have collective viewership over 50 million. Each view represents someone learning Linux is accessible, that switching is possible, that Windows isn't necessary. The knowledge barrier that protected Windows for decades is gone, replaced with free education, convincing millions that Linux is viable. The corporate pilots becoming migrations.
And it's crazy. The PC that I built keeps saying, no, you can't do this, you can't do that, you can't do this. You got to sign into your Microsoft account to do that. And what really pushes me over the edge, this really small thing that really pisses me off, is sometimes when I turn my PC on, my taskbar's there. Now, on most of your PCs, that might be normal. However, I have mine to automatically hide because I have an OLED monitor, meaning if the taskbar is sitting at the bottom of my screen 24/7, it'll just burn into my screen because OLED. But when I turn on my PC or restart it, Microsoft, it just deactivates it. It's there, and I have to go into the settings, turn it back off. Why? In my opinion, Windows 10 was...
Yeah. It's not... I agree with you to a certain extent. AI is great. The way they're going about shoving it in your face and forcing it onto your system when you didn't ask for it and will probably never use it, and the fact that it's going to sit on your PC nefariously doing whatever the fuck it wants to do, spying on you and sending data off to Windows or Microslop, that's the problem. That's the problem. Yeah, don't say that. Don't say that. I don't need another fucking subscription. I'd rather just buy the game outright. These subscriptions are, nah, people are getting fed up with the subscription model, you know, especially if, you know, it starts with like, oh, subscribe to OneDrive, subscribe to Copilot Plus or whatever the fuck. Next, it's going to be subscribe to Windows 12, right? So if you want to use your operating system, you got to subscribe. I bet that's what they want to do. I'll bet you that's what they want to do. Because they get you on the subscription model. Now you got to pay to play, baby. You got to pay. You got to pay. You got to pay. And it's just like, come on. Come on.
The last good...
Enterprise adoption is the earthquake nobody expected. Companies don't switch operating systems lightly. Too expensive.
Oh, yeah, this
We
too.
have got to the point where literally anybody can build a fully working app without knowing how to code. This is Base 44. This is a...
Too disruptive, too risky. But Windows 11 made staying on Windows risky too. Performance problems, security concerns, compliance issues, cost increases. Enough companies started exploring alternatives that Linux became viable in enterprise. Munich, Germany provides the model. The city migrated 29,000 employee computers to Linux in 2006, switched back to Windows in 2017.
Jeez. Yeah. Yeah, I can agree with that. And, you know, games like Fortnite proved that the game can be free. Where the real money is the skins. The skins, the microtransactions, the little things. Yeah. Yeah, and that's what we're looking to do. So I think that's what I want to primarily do. The unfortunate thing, like I'd love to just switch right over to Linux. However, they got me by the balls, so to speak, right? Because everything, all my programs that I use for streaming and everything else right now, I have installed on Windows, right? So if I want to pick up and just install Linux, how am I going to stream without some setup? And like, I want to show that whole process, right? So I have another PC, like my mini PC, that I can boot into that, right? Hang on. I wonder how many employees put their ass to optimize Windows. Surely this shit is pure company greed. They are doing this on purpose. I repeat, 5 gigs on idle. Get out. I know. I know. 5 gigs. That's ridiculous. I'm really looking forward for you to experience Hyperlinked. Damn, bro. Ugh, I like it. I guess. Oh, hang on. You heard that an indie dev found a way to get Adobe Photoshop running on Linux, right? I did not. I did not. I did not hear that. You got a link to that? You got a video for that? Because I know basically I was just going to run Winboat or switch over to Affinity, which is absolutely free, because right now I am paying another subscription for the Adobe suite. And honestly, like I haven't used it in a couple weeks, but I do use it for work. So I know the Adobe suite. I love the Adobe suite. But again, 20 bucks a month, every month. Yeah, indie dev. Yeah, I'd love to see that. Is it on YouTube? I'm sure it is. I'm sure it's somewhere out there. But Affinity is a free program. See. So this is absolutely free, and it is really the only competitor to Adobe right now. Yeah, there's GIMP, but GIMP is open source to a fault. Yeah. You pay Netflix, Apple Music, and YouTube Premium. I buy some games. Other than that, all of them are cracked. Yeah, yeah. But that's a lot. That's like what, Netflix, Apple, and Premium. I'm guessing you're paying like $100 a month for all those. Hey, are you ever try Proton to run non-games programs? How is the performance? Hey, I try Proton to run a non-game program. I haven't tried Proton, and honestly, that's above my pay grade right now. I don't know what the I know Proton runs the games on Linux, but I don't know how to run other apps using Proton. But I think the video I watched to get Affinity to run on Linux used something similar, like used the Proton architecture. If they were smart, and they probably are, they're probably working on getting an installer for Affinity over on Linux. If they did that, man, that would be amazing. Yeah, unfortunately, I think the links on here, YouTube blocks all the links while I'm streaming live. But thank you, Brody Robertson, or yeah, Brody Robinson. I will look him up. Brody Robertson. And you said Photoshop? Here it is right here, 4 days ago. Join the perks. The Linux experiment. There we go. So yeah, yeah. Does this look like it? This is members only content. Members only. Okay. So Wine can run Photoshop. So it looks like you'll have to sign up for this to see this video. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Do they have the new one called A Random Developer Just Solved Adobe on Linux? Let's go. We'll copy that. Paste. Oops. Where's all that? This guy.
In a world where January is supposed to be boring, one stable
Ads,
A
man.
lot of people rightfully hate Adobe, but sometimes you have to deal with things.
All right. I'm going to watch that later. Right now, let's just finish up this video because I think my girl's
After
on her way
political
home.
pressure and lobbying, regretted it immediately. Windows 10 was worse for city operations.
And we
Windows
got
11
lunch.
was intolerable. In May 2025, Munich announced return to Linux. Permanently, Linux 2.0 deployment to all 29,000 computers over 24 months. The decision is final. Munich
That's
is done
crazy.
with Windows forever. But Munich isn't alone anymore. Barcelona migrated 12,000 city computers to Ubuntu. Paris deployed Linux.
What's the time in there in New Orleans? We're not in New Orleans. Who's in New Orleans? Random developer. Yeah, I don't want to say I'm gonna get any sort of cracked version of anything. Oh, hang on, guys. I'll be right back. Hey, we're back, guys. Cat's back with lunch. I'm excited. The name of that song, it's actually on YouTube. That's a YouTube song. It's Heaven and Hell, I think is the name of it. Ooh, thank you. We got Arby's for lunch, folks. Hang on, guys. Heaven and Hell YouTube song. No, that's Black Sabbath. Black Sabbath. This is it. Jeremy Blake. So, I'm not sure if you can download it, but I think you can because I downloaded it. So, if you've got the YouTube music, so it's licensed, right? Free to use music, but this is it here. Jeremy Blake, Heaven and Hell. Let's see. If you just don't need programs to only just find open source programs to do what I need. Yeah, and that's kind of where I am. I am as well. And really, all I use is OBS, and I should be able to get that hooked up over on Linux, no problem, because they have a lot of Linux versions, and the plugins I think are universal, so it doesn't really matter. But I'm not in New Orleans. I'm down by Disney. So we're in Florida actually. And it is 12:29. So it's the afternoon. It's the afternoon. But yeah, I've tried cracked versions of Adobe in the past when I was in college, right? Never had a problem with any of those. But again, I'd rather just transition over to Gabby Maru's here. Hey, I know. Gabby Maru. What's going on, buddy? How you doing? Shout out to Gabby Maru. Oh, thank you. Thank you. I do mostly gaming. Hang on a second. I do mostly gaming and record a lot of it. OBS works great, no issues. Good, good. I know. The intros are great, man. Guys, Gabby Maru is over on Kick as well. I'm doing good, doing good. About to have some lunch. We were just talking about Linux stuff and OBS and trying to migrate over to Linux. I want to do it. I'm gonna do it. I just, I'm so used to Windows 11. I'll probably do a dual boot, but I think to test, I'm gonna install it on my mini PC first, so that way I can stream it while I'm doing the process, test it out over there, and then get it set up on here. But I'll have to do it off stream. Yeah, it's, well, you missed that whole thing, Microslop. That's what they started calling it now, because the CEO made a big stink about people calling it AI slop. Oh, thank you, Glenn. Hey, thanks for being here, Glenn. I appreciate you, bud. Are you on the vertical? I can never tell which one is which here, because I've got two chats open, one for the horizontal and one for the vertical. Mine's micro shit. Yeah, Microslop is great because they're forcing AI into everything, and unfortunately, it's no bueno. No bueno. So yeah, guys, if you don't have the cracked version of Adobe, right? Affinity is absolutely free. Since when was Fort over 100 gigs? It's been over 100 gigs since I started playing it, bud. Yeah. No, since I started playing, it's been over 100 gigs. Anyway, Affinity is the free version. They've got a Illustrator, so they got Vector, they've got a Photoshop, and then they've also got an InDesign. And all three of those are absolutely free. Your PSDs are welcome here. Apparently, your PSD AIs and all these will work in Affinity. So, $0 given. It's absolutely free, guys. You can get it on Mac, Windows, and iPad. Not a paid promotion, but give it a shot, right? It's free. Need to remind myself of the alerts. Which alerts? What do you mean? But so Affinity, and I've seen excuse me, I've seen other videos. Oh, right, the Lumia alerts. I've seen other videos, people getting Affinity up and running on Linux without much of a problem. I think they do use Proton for Affinity. However, good to know about Adobe, so we can have options. Redux OS, we'll check that out later. I want to finish this video, guys, so I'm gonna let this play and I'll be right
to 28,000 systems. Rome testing on 18,000. Amsterdam piloting 8,000. European cities independently reaching identical conclusions. Linux costs less, performs better, and doesn't spy on users. The migration movement is spreading city to city. Corporate is following. Deutsche Telekom migrated 60,000 employee workstations to SUSE Linux Enterprise Desktop. Complete Windows elimination over 30 months. They publicly stated the decision saved $89 million compared to Windows 11, licensing, and required hardware upgrades. Other
insane.
European corporations are calculating similar savings. Siemens testing Linux on 50,000 workstations. Volkswagen evaluating for 30,000 systems. Major corporations discovering that Linux Enterprise distribution
Volkswagen, I did not know that. Volkswagen's migrating?
are calculating similar savings. Siemens testing Linux on 50,000 workstations. Volkswagen evaluating for 30,000 systems. Major corporations discover.
Is that not working? What is it? Wait, which is 3.5 is that US? $3.50 for all that? No. What the? I gotta move to freaking. I think we should all move to India. You're saying for $3.50 a month, you get Netflix, Apple Music, and YouTube Premium for $3.50 a month? Oh, that costs well over $100 here. Yeah, the heat, I couldn't do it either. It was too fucking hot over there. Way too hot over there.
Discovering that Linux Enterprise distributions are mature enough to replace Windows. American companies are more cautious but moving. Tech companies lead. Valve runs entirely on Linux internally. Epic Games deployed Linux to 8,000 developer workstations.
Wait a minute. Epic Games deployed Linux to how many?
Runs entirely on Linux internally. Epic Games deployed Linux to 8,000 developer workstations.
What? For three subscription plans, he's got Netflix, Apple Music, and YouTube Premium. You think that's all $30? 40? Maybe? I mean, it depends on the tier of Netflix and all that, I guess. Because I think... No, over here, Netflix is like $12. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Still low. 40, let's say $40 to $50 with tax and whatever, all these other fees they throw in there. All right, I apologize for eating in front of you guys. Yeah, I don't think the Jesus emote has sound, by the way. Yeah. But no, so I'm shocked at this right here. Oh yeah. I should give it a sound effect, you're right. But so Epic Games put 8,000 on their developer workstations, and yet they won't make Fortnite for Linux. I feel like they're missing out. And who knows, maybe they're working on it.
workstations. Smaller tech companies following, but even traditional industries are exploring. One manufacturing company with 4,500 employees started a pilot, Linux on 500 computers, production management, inventory systems, office work. 6 months in, the pilot is successful, expanding to 2,000 computers.
Wow. South Korea for the win, guys. Let's go. They're just banning Windows. They're just straight up ban. Yeah, like, you know what? Banned. Yeah. Windows is shit anyway.
Planning full migration by 2027. When manufacturing companies migrate to Linux, the paradigm is shifting. The Linux distribution maturity. Migration is possible because Linux distributions evolved dramatically. 10 years ago, Linux was hard to use, buggy, compatibility issues, required troubleshooting. Not anymore. Modern distributions are polished, stable, user-friendly.
You just want some breading? Uh-oh. Did I just crash? Oh.
Much safer when professors here.
Huh? No, it's a fucking commercial. What fucking game is this?
Ubuntu 24.
I don't know what kind of porn people are into anymore, but that was weird. Hey, whatever porn you're into, Gabby Maru, that's on you. No, I'm just kidding, maybe, man.
4.0 4LTS released in April 2024. The installation process is simpler than Windows 11. Faster too. 20 minutes versus Windows 11's 45-minute installation. Everything works out of the box. Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, printers, graphics, no driver hunting. The post-install experience is clean. No bloatware, no ads. No Copilot interruptions. Just a desktop that works. Pop_OS from System 76 is even more polished. Designed specifically for users switching from Windows. The interface is familiar. Taskbar at bottom.
I like how they say that the ooh, there we go. Do. True. I like how they're saying, like, you know, oh, the interface is familiar, and yet all the B-roll that they're showing is like super hyper, like coding. Like,
application menu,
like,
file manager that makes sense. Users switching from Windows.
Yeah, like none of this looks the same.
Feel comfortable immediately.
Of course.
Pop_OS. This has NVIDIA driver support built in. Gamers installing it get optimal performance without configuration. It's Linux for people who want things to just work. Linux Mint takes a different approach.
Okay.
Looks like
OS.
Windows 7, deliberately. For users who loved Windows.
This is a Reuben, so I think it's corned beef and sauerkraut on dark rye. And then I did just we had a brisket, so she had pulled brisket, and we cut them both in half, and I got half a Reuben and half a brisket. That's crazy, dude. It seems a lot cheaper over there, so I don't know. But again, over here, I know you say Netflix basic, but basic over here would be 1080p at least, and then, or maybe not, maybe it's still 720. I can look it up, but here, let's see what we got. Netflix basic. Okay, yeah, so I was right. Netflix old basic plan, ad-free, one screen, has been discontinued. Replaced with the standard with ads at $7.99 per month, so $8 a month, 2 screens at 1080p. So we don't even have the 720. Exactly. We don't even have the basic. So just for Netflix is more than you're paying for all three of those. So that's $8 a month for 1080p, which so again, basic over here. And we get ads. No, not 720, 1080. Oh, so you guys, and you don't even get ads. See, this is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. And Disney, no, not 30 seconds. It's just like you're watching normal, regular, schmegular TV. They will stop the show every like 10 minutes, put an ad in there, or two. Yeah, so just for that, that's $8 a month. Netflix basic plan, which, so yeah, they don't even have a basic plan anymore. Now it's a standard plan with ads, $8. So that's what I do not like. I'm paying for the service anyway, but you're still gonna shove ads in my face. So anyway, that's just for the Netflix. And then what do we have? Apple Music. Basic plan.
Make it nasty, make it nasty. Pop it on the bitch. Make it nasty. Playing games you can't resist.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Mr. Nasty. How you doing, brother? Welcome in. Mr. Nasty's here, folks. Welcome him in. How we doing, Mr. Nasty? We're just comparing all of the different pricing subscription services right now. Here you go. Apple Music is $10.99 a month, so that's 11 plus 8. I just saw it. It's right here. So individual plan, $10.99 per month. And which one did you say you had? You had Apple Music individual. That is $10.99. So that's $11. So we're already up to $19 a month for those two services. And then you said YouTube Premium. YouTube Premium. And that one probably includes ads as well, by the way. And you said you had a family plan? Is that right? It's a student version. Student plan. How much is that? $8 a month there. So what was that? 19 plus 8 is 27. Yeah. You need what as a command? The shout out or the song? Which command do you need? You want it as a song? So we're looking at like $27. Oh, you need the emotes as a command? I think I had, I mean, you could do tits or ass. Let's see. We got ass. Boom. And then I think we got tits. Yeah, if you want to add that one. I don't know which emote that is. I don't think I have that emote. Ah, he said no, the song, but I don't know. I don't know how to make commands. Yeah, I think I'd have to make it in. I could make it in Lumia since it's already hooked up in Lumia. No, it's not expensive. So again, we're looking at like $27 here in the States to get all the services that you have for, what'd you say, like $3? Dude, we're getting railroaded over here. We're getting railroaded. I mean, well, I sent you the full version of it. Oh, guys. So, Kat made a song. We went to Disney yesterday, and Kat made a song for you all because she was crop dusting at. She says.
Sun's beating down on the World Showcase. Stroller traffic, personal space erased. Mickey ears and a turkey leg. I should not have trusted that food court bread. Grandma's judging, kids are crying. Someone's live streaming, a dad sighing. I duck behind a Viking ship. Release the beast, let it rip. I'm crop dusting at Epcot, walking real slow. Italy to Mexico, let the north wind blow. If you smell something tragic, no, you didn't know. Incognito in the souvenir store, passing gas by the merch. Blame the dog, there is no dog, just vibes and a stomach at war. I'm crop dusting at Epcot round the globe. France to Japan hit the danger zone. Silent but violent, expertly thrown. I'm crop dusting at Epcot, international incident.
World premiere right
Mission
here, guys.
Space took me out. Test track sealed my fate, no doubt. Should've listened to the warning sign. Now Germany's paying for my crime. Is that popcorn? No, it's not. I'm crop dusting at Epcot, fireworks glow. Harmonious sense, but the damage is done though. If love is magic, then this is low. So raise your churros, say a prayer, for innocent noses everywhere. I regret nothing, I have no shame. See you next trip, I'll do it again. I'm crop dust your churros, say a prayer, for innocent noses everywhere. I regret nothing, I have no shame. See you next trip, I'll do it again. This time I'll double back through Morocco. Just a warning for everyone I know. If you catch a breeze rolling off the bay, put on your poncho, run the other way. I'm crop dusting at Epcot, truth on display. Gotta do what you gotta for that queue all day. See you so soon, park maps in my hand. Might have to ban me, but you know I'm a fan. I'm crop dusting at Epcot, truth on display. Gotta do what you gotta for that queue all day. See you so soon, park maps in my hand. Might have to ban me, but you know I'm a fan.
So that's what Kat came up with yesterday after crop dusting at Epcot all day. I don't know what exactly possessed her to write that song, but see, guys, this is what AI is supposed to be used for. This is what AI is supposed to be used for, ladies and gentlemen.
I just want to clarify, it
No,
wasn't me that
no,
was crop dusting.
don't listen.
I was the one
Don't.
getting crop dusted.
Don't listen to her.
And I
She came up with the song, so something was going on.
Yeah, I was getting crop dusted
Mhm.
at Disney.
Mhm.
And you were the one that was with me, so.
No, wasn't me, guys. Wasn't me. Oh, my Discord link's broken. Can I use OBS to bring which command up? The song? Which Discord link? Over on Kick? Hang on. Let's check one thing at a time here. Which Discord link is broken? Let's check one thing. This one? Okay. This one goes to the Bad Spade Battalion. In the YouTube description. Got it. Thank you. I will look that up. YouTube description. Hang on. Let's go back to YouTube. Skip Studio. Content live in the YouTube description, you said? It's not in the description. Is it on the YouTube channel? This one? Yep. Thank you. Invalid invite. Why is it invalid? Don't know. All right. Well, I'll have to fix that. I appreciate that. Thank you for letting me know. I will fix that for sure. Let's see. Got a lot of tabs open. So yeah, we'll have to check that. Redux, IO, Windows 7, and then, sorry, Mr. Nasty, he wants the nasty song. I'd have to build a command for that. Let's see. Yeah, so if you're using Lumia, I found out, and this is a little tip for you here. Game on. Can you fix the OBS link right now so I can see which OBS link are you referring to? To the Discord? I haven't chosen one. I haven't even chosen a Linux distro yet. Your OBS link. This one? You talking about this one? Sorry, I've got too much going on right now. You talking about that link? Yeah, it's not even showing up over here. Where the hell did that come in from? It came in over on YouTube. Yeah, I gotta fix that too. I haven't chosen a distro just yet. Which, what distro are you running, Glenn? Let's see. Right there. Is that one coming up? No, that one seems to be working, but that's for the old bad spade that fix anything. That's for the old bad spade link. For the bad spade battalion. But I do have a new Discord. Okay, Glenn's running Garuda Linux. So we got Glenn on Garuda Linux. And then we've got Brazilla running Ubuntu. James, are you still here? He's on Unix. Is he running the Redux? Yeah, he's on a Ubuntu. I have run both Linux Mint and I have run Zorin OS, which I really honestly like. I really like Zorin. And I'm kind of leaning towards Zorin to try that out first. I want to do like a 30-day trial on Zorin and see how I like it. For the masses, really. So for other people. But, so, getting back to Lumia, this is for Mr. Nasty. If you're running Lumia, you can only create, on the free version, you can only create 8 commands, right? But I found out if you go over to the chat bot commands, you can create as many as you want. They're slightly different, but they work exactly the same. And you can create as many as you want. I want to be effect. What? So I can control it. Gotcha. Yeah, I have used a few Arch Linux. Cashy OS is Arch Linux based, and that's another one I want to really try. Let's see, NVIDIA, AMD, or Intel GPU. I have an AMD. very much. Cat's cookies are amazing. Let's see. So I need Lumia or Chatbot to make commands. Yes, yes. In order to make any kind of command for your Kick or your live streams, you need to be running Lumia. Lumia can handle a lot of commands, or Botrix, which I don't really like Botrix, in my opinion. In my opinion, Botrix works less than it actually does function. But Glenberry, I am running an AMD XTX 7900. Yeah, and I just so happened to buy this computer. So I got it pre-built, and it had that graphics card in it. And the reason I went with it was because it's a 24 gigabyte graphics card. 24 gigabyte. So if we go to about here, there we go. Here's the PC specs. So this was it here. I got it on, it wasn't on sale, but it was like $2,400, and it had like $100 gift card type of thing. But this is it here. AMD RX 7900 XTX 24 gig graphics card. So haven't had any problems with it at all. So yeah, it should work, no problem. Close that, close that. I gotta fix that. Close this. I got too many windows open. Redux OS, we got that. So again, I'm leaning towards either Zorin or Cache OS. Cache is Arch based, and it's got a lot of popularity recently. Cache OS. I have half as much VRAM on mine, and it's an RX 6700 XT. Yeah. Yeah. It's nice. It's nice. Cache OS is Arch based, and it is blazingly fast. Customizable Linux distribution. So, but yes, Mr. Nasty, I would go with Lumia. It's the best. It does take some setup, but once you have it all set up, you can do stuff like that. Do this show.
I don't like them putting chemicals in the water that turn the friggin' frogs gay. Do you understand that? Turn the friggin' frogs gay. Serious crap gay. Frogs, friggin' frogs. It's not funny. I'm gonna say it real slow for you. Gay. Frogs. Won't you fight for your...
Oh, the timing's off on that one. We're gonna edit that. Go to edit from scratch. Cut off, so we'll go 29 seconds. Hit apply. But yeah, so I figured out if you create the commands in the chatbot commands, you can make as many as you want, and they will not restrict you. I don't like them putting chemicals in the water. And also, Mr. Nasty, the nice thing about these commands they integrate with OBS so that when I click, I set these up so that when I hit certain commands, it changes my scene in OBS. So you notice when I hit the command, it zooms in the camera so that I can, you know, react and play with the audience kind of thing. But some of them don't change the camera.
Dead or alive, you are coming with me.
I forget which ones. Most of these probably do change the camera. Whoop, whoop. But that's about it. BRB. What's this one? See, I'm like, oh yeah.
I'll be back.
I'll be back. Anyway, I would suggest doing it this way. And you can do a lot more with this stuff. But you said you wanted a command for your song. So basically, what I would do is just come in here and we'll do the WTF one. We can copy it. Oh, thank you for subscribing, man. I appreciate you. We'll copy it. It goes down to the bottom. And it's called What the Copy. We'll edit from scratch. And we will call this Nasty. And then I forget how long it is. I think it's like 16 seconds, the song. Do cooldown. That's fine. Overlay actions. No, I don't think we need overlay. Because really we just want to play the audio. So we can delete this. Go to the end. Delete that one. We'll leave the OBS. Because then it switches the current scene to close-up. And then it switches it back. But then we go into audio. And we just pick your song, which is Nasty Walk On number 2. And then hit apply and refresh. And now if you hit exclamation nasty, it should trigger that command. Holy, oh, don't mind that.
Make it nasty, make it nasty. Pop it on the bitch. Make it nasty, make it nasty. Playing games you can't resist.
There it is. Sorry about that, guys. If I yeah, it's another glitch here. If I scroll down on the kick chat over here, it just starts fucking replaying all the chats into Social Stream. So that just played like 20 different chats. Now I don't know what was actually said or what was not. Okay. Try Nobara, Gaming OS, Linux distro. Nasty. Got it. Just wanted to play that intro song. Well, there you go. Now you can play it anytime you want, buddy. This is automatically being deleted. Chatbot is free. Yes. So this is Lumia Stream, right? And then you only are on the free version. You only get 8. So that's why I put these 8 as part of, I forget what they call them. These are special ones that are like animated that just pop up automatically, right? But you only get 8 of them. Whereas the chatbot commands, you can't utilize those. I think they're VHX something. I know. Make it nasty, make it nasty.
Make it nasty, make it nasty. Pop it on the bitch. Make it nasty, make it nasty. Playing games you can't resist.
I agree with Brazilla on Nobara recommendation. Okay, it's great for gaming and content creation. Has good support for NVIDIA cards. Well, we don't have to worry about that, but some people do, so we'll keep that in mind. Again, I was just going over this OBS tool, Lumia Stream. Great tool. You guys, if you're streaming, highly recommend this one. And again, that's a little tip and trick that you only get 8 commands, but you can hack the system and put all your commands in the chatbot commands, and it still works exactly the same. So that's a little tip for you. But we'll move on from that because I really do like CachyOS. This is another Arch distro. But you said Nobara is a good one. There's a ton of different distros out there that are really, really good. They're really good. But yeah, CachyOS has been gaining a lot of support lately. Yeah, apparently there's a handheld edition. So you could put it on your Steam Deck if you wanted. Oh, careful, bud. You all right? You just fell over. Boy, just fell over. Yeah, CachyOS is great. Okay, then let's look up Nobara while we're at it. Nobara. Is this Nobara? Here she is. There she is. Is Nobara named after this girl here? Nobara Kusanagi? Nobara Linux. Stable Fedora base, optimized for games and creative work. Wine, OBS, codecs, and third-party repositories pre-configured. Less time in the terminal, more time playing and creating. All right. Ready for from the first boot. NVIDIA and AMD drivers tuned for gaming. Steam, Proton, capture tools just a few clicks away. Desktop presets for multitasking and creative workflows. Choose your edition. Okay, now 3 different editions it looks like. So this is the official, and then we've got GNOME, which from my understanding is just how the desktop environment is running. That's my understanding. GNOME being this type of engine, this type of look and feel. And then this is KDE or Plasma. I don't know. Is that 2 different things? KDE and Plasma? Are those 2 different things? Or is that the same thing? It's basically how the desktop looks and operates, right? So it's kind of my understanding is how the desktop functions. And then you've got living room, family-friendly setup, Steam handheld. All right. Well, which one do you guys suggest as far as here? Should I go with the official? Now this says custom KDE design, tuned for games, creative tools. Focus on content, ideal for laptops, distraction free. KDE experience deep customization for power users. I'm just gonna go with the official one. Standard, and then yeah, learn Linux the proper way. And you know, maybe back in the day, that's the proper way, but now there's so many different flavors of Linux out there that there really isn't any proper way to learn Linux. There will always be the original way, right, of terminal and learning commands and stuff like that, and that's always going to be at the core of Linux. It will always be there. That's never going to go away, right? But a lot of the newer OSs like kind of get it more to like the end user usability features, making it more graphically user interfaced. I'll try the official on this one too, and I'll throw both of these, this one, and we have, which one? We got Nobara. I'm really interested in this Redux because, so here's the difference. Here's Nobara, 5 gigs. This Redux demo, 357 megs. I like myself a lightweight distro. I do. With 357 megs? Yeah, exactly. That's kind of the thing. So it's like I'm a noob at Linux, and I'm not ashamed to say that. So it's like I'm gonna go with the official easy peasy ones for now. So like you, I can learn at my own pace, right? Whereas you're on to maybe step 2 or 3, where you can just you're ready to jump into the official or the old school way of running Linux. You're ready for that. I'm not ready for that. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And I have tried Garuda just briefly. Garuda is really good. Manjaro also tried it briefly. Very, very good. Kashi, I have not really jumped into, but I do have it downloaded. I think I tried it again briefly. I haven't used them to the extent of like actually going through daily tasks. So that's what the 30-day challenge is going to be about. But again, the way I operate, I want to test the waters first. It's just how I do it. So I'd like to do it on the stream. So stay on Windows on my PC and install. I think I'm going to try Zorin on my mini PC. That way I can have it up here in a window and show you guys, you know, that process. Yeah. Yeah, bare metal or full metal, get hardware acceleration on the Hackintosh. Yeah, yeah. That's what I thought you meant. The Hackintosh on a system, not virtually or in a, what is it called? Can't think of the word right now. Like parallels or whatever the hell that is. Yeah, virtual OS. Anyway, that's about it, guys. But yeah, the crop dusting song. So I do have to get my my new what do you call it? My new Discord up and running. And if you guys want to help me like flesh it out, that would be cool. But I've got a tech Discord here. And invite to channel. I think this is why edit the invite link expires after. That's why the link is probably broken. I don't know why it does that by default. Tell me one to go with. I would suggest Kashi. And that's coming from a noob, so don't listen to me. I would suggest Kashi just because of the numbers. So Kashi has been, let's see, Linux distro, what is it? Download numbers. Hey, buddy. Yeah, distro wash. So I've been to this before, but you can see here distro. If you go to distrowatch.com, it kind of gives you right here. Number 1, last 12 months, Kashi OS. Last 6 months, Kashi OS. Last 3 months, Kashi OS. Last month, Kashi OS. Number 1. So I don't know if that tells you anything. Mint is number 2. Exactly. That's what I was thinking. That's exactly my thoughts as well. So since it is so popular, you're going to get a lot more support. You're going to get a lot more people using it, and the better it will get, right? But again, so you could go just in the last month, right over here. Kashi OS is, you know, I don't know if this is search terms or downloads or what this is. Fastest kernel. There you go. Fastest kernels in the West. But this is also great to see some unknown distros that you don't even know are out there. I mean, the list just look at this. The list goes on and on and on and on. 417 distros right here. And that's probably not all of them. Yeah, and I want to do CachyOS as well. That's one of my, like I said, it was either between Cachy or Zorin. I'm going to start with Zorin just because I want to do a tutorial on installing Zorin, and I want to do a kind of like a feature video of like, hey, you know, Zorin is pretty cool, mom and pop, and, you know, brother, sister, like if your Windows machine is giving you problems, try Zorin. You know, get a lot more people's feet wet with a simple Linux. Once they like that, then, you know, maybe they'll check out some other distros. Maybe they'll jump onto Cachy, you know. Oh, yeah, absolutely. But let's check the list here real quick. So Mint, solid number 2 as well. So Cachy's on top. Mint is right there at its heels. I think Cachy is better just based on visually and, like you said, faster. So it seems to be faster than Mint, and it seems to be prettier or more polished, right? Hi, buddy. I'll jump off of here in a minute, okay? Cachy just seems a little bit more polished, so it's a little nicer looking, you know.
What?
I'm talking to the streamer. And then we got MX Linux, we got Debian and Pop OS and Manjaro. Let's go down to at least 10 here. So we got Manjaro, Endeavor OS, which I have heard about. And here it is. Look, Zorin. It's one of the top 10 in the last month. Fedora, and then Anduin OS are your top 10. And Ubuntu is just outside. But in the last 3 months, Zorin was number 7, 7, and 10. But again, from just like a mom and pop, yeah. I think, and for like a mom and pop perspective, right? I want to do that first because I think a lot of people from Windows don't know where to turn, right? So I feel like Zorin for them would be ideal. And they have like old laptops. They don't, you know, Cachy would work for them, but it's not as out of the box friendly. Does that make sense? Right? Still takes some getting used to, still takes some learning curve, whereas Zorin is just like, oh, I got my computer back. That's how they're gonna feel, right? Right out of the box. Maybe with Mint too, but I feel like Zorin is way more polished than Mint, in my opinion. So anyway, thank you guys for being here. I'm gonna update that link. I'm gonna do it right now so this is why my freaking Discord link, because by default it defaults to 7 days and it just expires. So that's why I've run into this many a times. So no limit. We'll generate a new link. I'm gonna copy it, and I'm gonna go to my Hyperland. Okay, I will try Hyperland as well. But right now, I'm gonna update my link. Customizations. One tab. Profile. Here it is. Okay. Paste and publish. Okay. The new Discord link should be up and running. I fixed that, so thank you for that. That Discord link is fixed. We downloaded Nobara. I'm going to check this video out, but I am going to jump off of here and visit with the fam. I appreciate each and every one of you guys being here. Thank you for subscribing, Glenn. Brazilla, thank you for being here. Mr. Nasty, always a pleasure, buddy. Let's hear it. Let's hear it one more time.
Make it nasty, make it nasty. Pop it on the bitch. Make it nasty, make it nasty. Playing games you can't resist.
For always being here. And we'll see you in the next one, guys. We will see you guys in the next one. Thanks for being here, guys. And next time I will make sure to get my mini PC set up ish and ready to go, so that way we can install Zorin, test it out, show you guys what I'm talking about, and go from there. And if we don't like it, easy peasy, we can just install Cache over the top of it. So not a problem. And Brazilla, thank you for testing the link. And yeah, we will see you guys on the next one. Peace.